Go ahead, bring to order this meeting of Templeton Community Services District Board of Directors. This is a regular meeting. Today's Tuesday, April 1st, 2025 at 7 p.m. Roll call, please.
Directors Fardonish,
Here.
Logan,
Here.
Mortensen,
Here.
Peterson,
Here.
and Tyrell. Here.
All are present and we have a quorum. Please stand for pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please have a seat. Order of business, do any board members would like to change the order of any business? All right, special reports. Wonderful. Well, we have a couple of presentations. Let's start with the San Luis Obispo County Sheriff's Department, please.
Me, Sandra Raza with the Templeton North Station. Our stats for March are a total of 672 calls. This year, January to February, that is more than about 18% more from last year, which was 545. Current calls for service in Templeton are 249, 334 were last year. We had no calls for service for assaults or batteries. We had 4 for disturbances. In one case, a report was taken as it resulted in a neighbor stealing lawn equipment. Right. Sorry, I was reading you last month's. I remember reading that. Calls for service last year, 361. Calls for service this year, 289. We have taken a total of 67 reports, which is up from 56 reports last year. We had 4 calls for assaults and batteries. In which case 3 reports were taken, 22 calls for disturbances. In which one it was believed that juveniles were fighting. When deputies showed up, parents were contacted and the minors were turned over to the parents. We have 2 calls for service for burglary. A bicycle was taken from a garage that was left open in one case. 4 reports of theft. In one case, it was a phone that was taken from Twin Cities Hospital. We had a call of vandalism inside the restroom of the park. A report was taken and 4 calls for service for trespassing.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No. Great. Well, thank you, Commander. Appreciate it. California Highway Patrol, Commander Darren Janusa.
Good evening, thank you. I'm here to report information from first quarter 2025 for citations, enforcement contacts, and collisions investigated in the Templeton area, which include the freeway and surrounding county roads. Total crashes investigated, 34. 25 of those were property damage, 9 injury related, 4 DUI related. Enforcement contacts include 290, of which 169 citations were issued. 32 of those were for speeding. 1 of those was for over 100 miles per hour, 2 for seatbelt, and there were 8 DUI arrests. Those are all of these statistics. Total for 2025. Well, I can't give you that number because I can't explain what that is, so let's just leave it at that. I do want to remind everybody, April is distracted driving awareness through National Highway Transportation Administration, of course, California, and all law enforcement agencies around the country monitor that and enforce it. Statewide, the California Highway Patrol is using today as our maximum enforcement period for distracted driving. So as of 5 o'clock this morning until basically 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, all available officers are out patrolling and certainly taking a tolerance position on distracted driving. And yours truly was out there seeking out violators and his unmarked car. And do for me. Anyway, any questions for me?
Any questions? Public, any questions? Great, well, thank you. Thank you.
Good day, you all.
Now we have Templeton Unified School District, update from trustee Jennifer Greniger.
Hi, thank you for having me. So it's been, I have 3 different board meetings to report on, and I made a brief summary. So on February 27th, the key points was that, we have made decisions on our bond oversight committee that we needed to form with 7 members. We received 14 applicants for that 7-member committee, and they will serve a 2-year term, and then we can draw from the other applicants to fill those in as needed. So we're really happy with the amount of applicants that we got for that. We are having a special study session tomorrow on April 2nd at 5 p.m. to decide on prioritizations for spending the bond money and possibly a reorganization of school sites. So if you have interest in that, I think that that's going to be a really key meeting to attend. The state has required a new graduation for students in high school with ethnic studies, and that's a semester course. And so we had to figure out where that was going to fit in with our other courses. Templeton has a more rigorous graduation schedule than what the state requires. And so one of that is that it's only 2 years is required by the state for math, for instance, and we require 4 years. So the decision was made, consumer math is another class that the state is going to be requiring for graduation the year after ethnic studies. Both of those courses are required now to be offered as an elective to gear up for that. And so they decided to combine those 2 courses. Currently, consumer math was a year-long course. It's now being reduced to a semester course as it's being combined with ethnic studies. We received a grant for a wellness coach and a wellness coordinator at the district to improve mental health for students. And so they're going to be seeking applicants for those positions next year. We had to decide upon a reduction in force by March 15th. So one of the things that's required per the union is that any reduction in staff, that we have to notify those staff by March 15th, which makes it a little tricky because the budget's not out yet. So we don't know for sure that they're really not going to need to be there, but we are required to notice them. So we kind of have to anticipate how many positions we might have to eliminate, and then hope and cross our fingers that we won't need to eliminate them after all. But in that process, we had to notify 6 certificated, which is teachers, and 5 classified, that there would be a possible reduction in force there. On March 13th, we reported that the black and white ball that the PTO put together raised $155,000. State law is requiring menstruation products in at least 1 boys' bathroom and all girls' bathrooms from grades 3 through 12. This isn't a new law, but they were updating the policy, so it was on the agenda. It's created quite the stir. I don't know if any of you pay attention to social media, but there's been quite a lot on that. We received a donation from the fire department to our football team of $2,500. And on March 27th, then the board meeting, we discussed adding more security cameras at the high school. And we approved wrestling as a new sport at the middle school. And circling back now to this whole situation with the pads and tampons in at least 1 boys' bathroom, that technically goes against federal law. So we're having this dichotomy between following federal law, which this is all part of Title IX that got rolled back to the 2020 rule, which isn't just about boys and girls sports. It's also about private spaces, which would be locker rooms and bathrooms. The only reason you'd have menstruation products in the boys' bathroom is if you're allowing girls in the boys' bathroom. And so we are hopefully, it's been a request at that March 27th meeting to agendize that topic again, and other policies that fit into this executive order that President Trump has put out that says you can lose your federal funding if you're not complying. So that's gonna be on the agenda soon. And that's it.
Thank
Any
you.
questions?
Questions? Well, thank you for coming, appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Public comment. Members of public may address the board on any items of interest within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board, but not on the agenda today. In compliance with the Brown Act, the board cannot discuss or act on items not on the agenda. However, board members or district staff members may briefly respond to statements made or questions posed by the public. Are there any members of public that want to?
Kind of knew what to do.
The woman at the podium.
Perfect, thank you.
Pamela Giardini, and I was called about 10 minutes ago to do this, so I'm gonna wing it a little bit here. The Templeton Legions Hall, where the veterans congregate monthly for meetings, and they have activities over there, are trying to raise additional monies. And their monies they raise go to different type of youth scholarships. Plus, they do flags on the graves at Templeton Graves on Veterans Day. They recently had a flag burning ceremony. There's special ways that you dispose of a flag. So they held that. They did have a Super Bowl party, and they offer the veterans and their wives a sweetheart dinner too. And so, you know, we're honoring our veterans that have contributed to the service that we all benefit from. And so what I'm trying to tell you is this flyer then went out by the rec department. They're going to be one of the yard sale people, okay? So what they're asking for is donations to be made to them. If you want to clean out your closets, your garage, of some decent stuff, they'll come and pick it up. Or if you could bring it down to them on the Friday, the yard sales on May 3rd. Or if you have big items, they'll try to arrange to pick it up. And then, or if you're a garage sale person or you have friends that are, send them there to spend their money there or to contribute to your veterans there. Or, you know, it goes to a really good cause. So that's about all I can tell you. Questions? No.
No, but I'm glad you mentioned that because I saw the, what, cash to or clutter to cash.
Right.
And I
that's
told my
it.
husband, let's do this. And he goes, no, let's just donate.
Right,
So
right.
now I know where to donate.
So on the back, they had trouble with this person answering this. So my number's on there now. Don't ask why, but I. So you have questions. Another slide there, isn't it?
Thank you.
You can text me.
You even talk louder today, that's good.
I did. Oh, am I usually quiet? Can they put some of these in the front office? Or is that not?
Yeah.
allowed? Then I'll have them drop off more. So,
Yeah, let's get money about it.
so, and if you don't have stuff, you could always just drop a $20 bill in, or a $100 bill, or $500 bill.
We're going.
I'm a good advocate.
So yeah, the Legion Hall, they're renovating it
Right, they're
starting
gonna-
in June, and then it's probably gonna be 8 or 9 months.
Mhm.
And the sad thing is, the county is not paying for a lot, you know, some of the things like air conditioning, things like that, so they have to raise the money. So if they wanna be able to
Yeah.
install new air conditioning, so this is nice, and definitely the Legion Hall needs to be updated a little
Yeah.
bit, so.
Well, and veterans would really like to do, things besides attend funerals. So, you know, if we can get some money into them, like I donate so many hours of my work and I have my clients write a check to them instead to try to bring in some money over there to help them out since it's our local veterans and, so it's for a good cause. I know there's a ton of nonprofit groups out there, but
So Pam, are you gonna be also attending the tag meeting later in the month?
yes.
Okay,
Unless you want to do it for me. I don't, actually, I don't know. I know they're trying to get the school board and I thought you would hear that. And,
well, if you're not there, I'll mention it.
I can bring it up.
I'll mention it to TAG if you
They
don't
were
attend.
trying to divvy it up, but I have a feeling a lot of it's gonna follow me because so anyway.
I didn't get that last part, but that's okay.
I speak louder than they do. How's that?
Okay.
And then I can get here easily and that kind of stuff. So I plan on going with TAG, or I know they have TAG and this Templeton Unified School District. Does anybody belong to Rotary, the Paso Rotary? I think they have somebody there that's gonna announce it there. If there's an Atascadero Rotary, that'd be another one to do too. So just spread the word.
Yeah,
So, okay?
thank you.
Thank
I'll be there on that Saturday, so you can come abuse me.
Thanks for the warning.
Yeah,
I can say I'd abuse you. Bye.
bye.
And that's the American Legion Hall that's on Main Street. Is that
Correct, yeah. Great, thank you. All right, consent agenda. Items are minutes from the meeting of March 4th, 2025. We also have, that was a special meeting, and then we also a regular meeting of March 4th, 2025. We have the treasurer's report, thanks to Natalie, from January 2025. Wastewater treatment plant, bar screen rebuild project approval. We also have item E, budget amendment, OP left station pump repair. Item F, letter of support for SB 496. Any board members would like to pull anyone? I'd like to pull item D, please.
Which item?
D for wastewater
Oh.
treatment plant bar screen rebuild project. Okay, if any public wants to pull any items? Okay, if there are no questions or comments, I would entertain a motion on items 7A, B, C, E, and F.
So I'll make a motion that the board approve items, consent agenda 7A, B, C, E, and F.
Okay, do I have a
Second.
second? Wow, do I have a second? All right, roll call, please.
Directors Logan,
Aye.
Peterson,
Yes.
Mortensen,
All right.
Tyrone. Yes. And Fardonish.
Yes, okay. Item D. Okay, so I was looking at this, so I was trying to figure out what this company is gonna be doing for us. It seems like they're just, everywhere I read, it says, we're just gonna supervise seeing your staff doing the work. And then and it's charging $9,600 for that? There's multiple places, it just says work supervised by Parks and certified personnel, so multiple. So I just wanna make sure, first of all, we'll be able to do all the work, and two, why, that seems like a lot of money just for supervising.
You know what, Justin Black's been the coordinator on this project, and I wasn't aware that there was a question on this, so I didn't arrange for him to come to this meeting.
Alright.
I don't have personal knowledge about the actual item. So I'd suggest if there's questions for Justin, this item can be tabled and we can put it on the next agenda. I didn't, like, again, I just don't, I haven't been that involved in the actual, Parkson is the manufacturer of our bar, the existing equipment. The bar screen these are replacement parts for the bar screen that
Yeah.
need to be installed, but I'm not really familiar with the actual
And, okay,
proposal.
and then so we didn't have to go to RFP for this, or did we? Or do you know that part?
Well, it's their own product.
So we don't have to use them.
Well, I mean, you may not have to use them for installation, but if the parts are not available from another source.
But it does say here under 2, just above item 3. It says field service supervision, startup assistance. Parkson will furnish 1 certified technician as required to supervise rebuilding the unit, provide startup and operator training. Customer agrees to provide 2 workers, so we're providing the 2 workers. Perform the rebuild labor
So yeah,
during the
so-
entire process. Should they get pulled off the job for other reasons, additional charges may be incurred by the buyer. not sure who would be pulled off the job.
Well,
Like one of
I think
us.
that reads if we assign 2 employees to do the work.
But they get it
And
pulled
then
off.
we relocate them and Parks and has to just stand by, then we're gonna be charged additional costs for having somebody on site.
I've just never seen contract like this before, so I just was questioning. I mean, they're supervised, so they're just, I guess they wanna get their hands.
Well, it's a certified. It's a certified technician. So I guess I don't know enough to say what's all involved.
So I mean, there's $9,600 for that part.
It's $9,600. I don't really have a problem with it. They've got a project manager will coordinate the shipment of the unit to and from the factory. So. Field on-site.
Oh,
rebuild.
that's my,
And it's wrong on the other. On,
Yeah, I don't know how, you know, yeah, I don't know how complicated this is, but it-
it's already been voted on. So, there might be a typo in the staff report, a reference to the wrong fiscal year.
Oh, okay.
But this project is a budgeted project in the current fiscal year. I don't have answers to your specific question, and so I'd recommend, if you'd like, that this, let me just quickly examine whether or not, a couple things you could pause the meeting real briefly, and I could try to get hold of Justin, see if he can answer the question right now, or get him to log in on Zoom. Or this can be tabled to the next meeting, but I do want to see if there's a deadline.
Yeah, you don't wanna mess it up. I mean, I don't know how the other board members feel about it.
I don't have
a liability.
Yeah,
Pardon me?
I wonder if it's a liability issue I've seen before where technically they don't have their staff touch the equipment.
And part of it too is to certify that the work was done correctly.
Yeah.
So the code is under warranty, so.
Alright, I mean, if the other board members are fine, I'll go. Okay, that's fine. Okay, then I'll entertain a motion for that item. 7D wastewater treatment plant, bar screen rebuild project approval.
so I'll make a motion that the board approve the authorization to purchase the bar screen headwork equipment funded in the fiscal year 2025-26 sewer budget in alignment with the CSD purchasing policy. And the work to be done by the Parkinson Corporation utilizing resources in that budget.
Okay,
It should be fiscal year 24-25.
The current year.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, 24-25.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll restate it, is that the board authorized the purchase of the bar screen headwater or headworks equipment from Parkinson Corporation utilizing resources in the 2024-25 sewer budget. Line item 02-70,000 capital outlay funded by the asset replacement cash.
okay, great. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, I have a second, roll call, please.
Directors Logan,
Aye.
Peterson,
Yes.
Mortensen,
Aye.
Tyrone. Aye. And Bardonish.
Aye. Great, that motion passes 5-0. Great, thank you. Business item, we have a strategic planning workshop, which we had started at 5 o'clock and we finished it. Just wanna make sure we're all good with what we had. Okay, so we finished, so we don't need to continue that item. Wonderful, and then in 2 weeks, next meeting, we'll have another session of the strategic plan to continue. 9, general managers report, item 9.
Just a few items here. One, we're tentatively gonna schedule a closed session item for April 15th related to existing litigation. And I'll work with our legal counsel about their availability and may need to reach out to you to see if you're available to start earlier. But we can likely fit it in between the 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock timeframe.
Okay.
Depends on how much time they need to on the
We
brief-
want
on
to
the brief.
start at 4:30 maybe?
Would all the board members be available to start early that night? That might give us some more options,
Yes.
Potentially,
potentially.
yeah, on the 15th.
Yes,
Can I get back to you?
yes. You can get back to me regarding your availability. You might want to consult a tax professional. Just an update on water units. You'll recall that at our last, the last time this topic was discussed, we had 49 units that were not yet assigned between the units from 2024, the additional unit from 2025, and some forfeited units. The party on the wait list that was on the list for 80 units, I believe, has accepted the 49 that have been offered. They have until April 27th to execute the agreement and pay for those units. So we'll know by then whether that's a go or not. There is one additional forfeited unit that's come across in the last several weeks. That unit's been also offered to that party, so it's on a sort of slightly different deadline. And then there's still one additional unit that we're working with the property owner to forfeit it. So there's just a few more that are outstanding, but we would know April 27th if this main body is truly spoken for.
So do they want their full 80 requested units I mentioned?
I mean, they're still be on the list.
They're
so-
still going, so
yeah.
they're gonna be on the list. They're not saying, okay, that's all I need.
Right.
And then, so they're still be, okay. All right.
And then just a reminder, we host, we're part of the Monster skate competition program. And the Monster contest in Templeton is this Saturday morning at the Templeton Skate Park. And it's Templeton Skate Park's 25th anniversary. So we usually get a decent turnout for that event. So Saturday morning. You make your way over there. I'm told there's a dad thing. I asked about the over 50 crowd and was advised not to participate. It's probably solid advice.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, any questions for general manager on the board? Public, any questions for general manager? Great, thank you. Committee reports, we have Parks, Recreation and Refuse Committee from March 11th. Any questions on that on board? It was a lengthy discussion that day. It was good. It was good. I liked it. It was nice. One thing is though, we need to replace the garbage cans that are on Main Street and that's gonna cost some money, so they're gonna come back looking to some grants and things like that, and also in terms of design. So just keep in mind. That's gonna be something. I guess the board will eventually have to decide.
Well, if Waste Management is able to get a grant, or a combination of us and Waste Management is able to get a grant from IWMA, there's a grant agreement required, it could come before you, but if we're able to get that without any strings attached, it may not need to.
Alright, okay. Next is Nacimiento Commission, from March 13th. Any question on that? GSA meeting, March 19th. So we actually, we submitted, well, the report was on the website, GSA, Atascadero Basin GSA website for 1 month. There were no comments, so we had the meeting and we were told there were no comments, everything was good. No major changes were made to the report, and so we agreed to submit the report, our annual report, to the state. And on Friday, I received the email from John Neal, who's manages the GSA. He said that he submitted the report to state, so we're done for now. And then the executive committee is not expected to meet again until October possibly, so it's done. Next is TAG, March 20th. Any questions on that? No. Okay. All right. Activity update reports, engineering. I think I had it. So for engineering, so there's a third hotel that's possible now in Templeton? There's a 19-unit hotel?
Yeah, there's an inquiry, I guess I'd call it a development inquiry about the property that's on First and Main Street. It's the former haunted house.
That's good thinking, doing, okay. All right.
It's in the preliminary stage.
Yeah, there's no formal
Yeah.
application.
All right, I think that was it. That's part of it. Any questions on that? Anything else? Okay, finance? Oh. Just 1 second. I mean, okay. So, okay, yeah, so finance, any questions on finance? No public, any questions? Thank you. Fire and emergency services, any questions on that? No. Everything is good, all right, great. Parks and recreation and solid waste. Any questions on that? Because that monster skate is there, mentioned. Okay, pleasure to cash. Concerts in the park, okay? Any questions on everything's good? And lastly, utilities, any questions on utilities? Okay. All right, directors report or comments, any directors that was involved in any meetings on behalf of district? All right, you guys want to share? Good, all right. That's it. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.